is with struggle and hardship. The other is with ease and joy. I want to support you in living a life that feels good and is filled with ease and joy. Welcome, everyone. I'm Dr. Marcia Martin, the Heart Healer. And today we are going to discover how you can call on the angelic community, all of those beings in the energetic realm, to give you the support that you need, the guidance, the direction, the overflowing feeling of being loved and supported so that you truly can live that life of ease and joy. Life already is filled with challenges. There's just no reason to make it more difficult than it already is. So let's get started and clear up some of the confusion that I've been hearing surrounding the angelic community. And by that, I mean what you can and cannot expect from the angels. So today we're going to look at who can get help. Do you have to be someone special in order to receive their assistance? Who's cut off from help? What is bad enough that you can do that will eliminate your ability to receive help? Why do the angels help? What's in it for them? What can you do to ensure that you get the help that you desire? And why are you receiving help? But before we go any further, I'm going to add here, here we go. Okay, I'm going to add there a way for you to receive a special gift from me. And that is that you are going to receive an ebook. All you have to do is follow the link, put in your email address, and confirm your email address. And then you're going to get the ebook 11 Ways We Resist Angelic Assistance. Because after we have our time together today, you're really going to be wanting to participate with the angels. And I want to make sure that you are not resisting them in some of those very subtle ways. And this is not condemnation. This comes from my own journey and all of the ways in which I realized I was making life much more difficult than it needed to be. So let's get started with who can get help. Well, the long and short answer of that is everyone receives help, but not everyone is aware of the help that is being sent to them. And this is where we get into trouble because all of this help is being poured out continuously. You're getting the information that you need, you're getting the support, you're getting the guidance. But if you don't know where to look or how to look, you may just miss it and believe that the angels just aren't interested. So, what are some of the things that you need to keep in mind before you give yourself that, oh gosh, I guess the angels just aren't interested in me kind of talk? Well, remember that the help is continuous, no one is excluded. There's no price for admission. You don't need to bribe or beg the angels to help you. They're going to help you regardless. Angels don't need to rest, so don't worry that you're overworking them. Just be wonderfully grateful. And angels benefit from helping you. I'll explain that a little bit later. And finally, the divine always promote the win-win situation. So you never have to worry that you're taking from someone else or making someone else's life more difficult. So, who will be cut off from the help? Really important question because So often we talk ourselves into believing that there is absolutely nothing that we can do because we're too bad or we've gone too far or there's something that a bridge that we have crossed and there's no way back from that. So, who can be cut off from help? Well, the divine will not and cannot refuse you help. They are love and acceptance. Now, what does that mean? First of all, the divine are the creators of everything that is good. That which is not composed of love, joy, and peace is a product of our ego um, wanderings, but is not a real thing. It is not real in the eyes of the divine. They are only interacting with and engaging with that which is love, joy, and peace. And they are 100% complete. This means they do not change. They've already become all that they desire to become in terms of who they are. And so they can only offer you what they are. They continue to learn from all of our experiences and add that into the collective consciousness, but they already have become the totality of all that they are ever going to be. So that means only good comes from the divine. So they cannot refuse you help, but you can determine that you're not deserving. Now, how would you go about that? Well, anytime you start feeling badly about yourself, anytime you might start a sentence with, oh, I feel shameful that I did this, or I feel badly that I did that, that would be enough for you to cut yourself off from the help that is the divine. Now, let's be really clear that you are in charge of what you consider to be too much. So let's say I'm one of those people that really prides myself on being honest. And for whatever reason, one day I decide to tell a lie. That lie could make me feel so disconnected, so disjointed, so lost in shame that I cut myself off from the divine support. On the other hand, if I lie regularly and I just never really get upset because lying is part of who I am, then lying wouldn't cause me enough shame or enough difficulty to separate me from the divine. And it can go this way, all the way to the point where you murder someone. What if you just are a serial murderer? That in itself is not going to cut you off from the divine. What will is that you will have stepped so far from the light that you will no longer open yourself to receive from them. They will continue to bathe you with that same love, joy, and peace that they are bathing everyone in the world with, but you will have cut yourself off from receiving it. Now, what if I murder someone out of self defense or trying to save someone else who is being hurt? Well, if you don't attach any shame to that, you will still keep your connection wide and you will be able to receive from the divine with no problem. So it's not the act that you're engaging in, it is how you are feeling about what you are doing. That's the thing to keep in mind. It's not never I did this thing. It is I feel this way about this thing that I did. And if you're feeling badly, if you're feeling shameful, if you're feeling that you should be punished for this thing, you are cutting yourself off from the divine. The two absolutes of the divine are all are loved and all are accepted. There is no middle ground in there. There is no confusion there. There is no yes for one day and no for another day. That's just always true. And angelic forces work in concert with the divine. They were created to be the singular force of help that the divine felt that they needed. The divine are huge, they encompass everything. The angelic beings are smaller beams of energy that focus just on one particular area or a collection of areas that will help you. So the angels are not at cross purposes with the divine, and they don't have an ego getting in their way. So they're not going to look at you and say, oh, we don't like the color green, so we're not going to help you today. The divine and the energetic helpers only go in one direction, and that direction is the highest good for all concerned. They will never promote hurt or harm to yourself or another person. Please remember that. So, who can be cut off from divine help? No one, unless you choose to limit your connection to the divine and not receive their help. They are going to continue to love you, support you, and honor you in all ways. You must decide you are worthy of receiving. And that is more difficult than you may realize. And that's why I encourage all of you to download my ebook and really get an insight as to what may be standing between you and your greatest good. So, why do the angels help? I mean, what's in it for them? We're all used to, well, we go to work and we get a paycheck, and that's why we're there doing that work. But since the angels don't need any kind of money and they can manifest anything they desire, what in the world are they doing? Why would they want to help us? And are they slaves? Well, absolutely not. The divine would never enslave another being or ask another being to do something that is not in alignment with their highest good. Remember, they only go in one direction, the highest good for all. So, the angels who were created by the divine to be part of the divine support team are like the microcosm of the macrocosm. So the angels are that singular being of purpose to the divine, which is an all encompassing being of purpose. They are not on a separate trajectory or needing to do something to make themselves be more accepted. However, they do have a desire that can only be met by helping you, and that desire is growth. Just as we are on our own ascension journey, the angels also desire to ascend to become even more like the divine. And every time they are successful in helping us, they get to expand and ascend just as we do. They have specific duties, and their vibrational signature, their frequency, their color, all of it is in alignment with what and how they can help. So they are perfectly suited to the job that they're doing, and all that they require in order for assistance is for you to receive the help. So you are never bothering an angel if you ask for help. You are instead helping them to ascend. And if you ever saw the movie It's a Wonderful Life, in the movie they say that every time an angel gets its wings, a bell rings. It's the same kind of thing. Every time an angel is successful in helping you through a difficult time or just get you to recognize the answer that they're sending, they get to grow in stature just as you do. So it's a beautiful symbiotic relationship. And remember, if it's from God, it's good, and it will be based on the highest good. So now we need to take a look at what you can do to ensure that you get help. It is so frustrating to ask for help and then just feel like there is no answer forthcoming. You're just all alone and nobody cares, and the angels have abandoned you, and God is not going to answer. That is the most frustrating, heartbreaking place to be. The fact that it's not true doesn't matter because at the moment, you're feeling all of these things. You're feeling all of this pain. And all that you want to know is how to get an answer. So let's take a look at what you can do to make sure that those answers that are always flowing out toward you are actually reaching you. That's the most important thing. So often we think we're not being heard and that we're not being answered. Instead, what you are not understanding is you are being heard, you are being answered. You are not understanding the answer or how to receive it. So let's get really clear on what your part is, because living a life of ease and joy means you have angelic assistance and help. The number one thing that you have to do is to raise your vibration. And I know, gosh, I'm already having a hard enough time. What the heck? Now I got to act happy when the whole world is falling apart? It sounds very harsh and it sounds very difficult to do. But remember, God functions in the highest good. So when they tell you, nope, I'm not going to go into the ditch and dig you out, you're going to have to recognize that there is something good about the ditch that will start raising your vibration so that you can be open to my help. When they tell you that, it is not to punish you, it is to help you recognize how powerful you are and how powerful it is when you start thinking, acting, and really embracing the positive instead of the negative. So, yes, they're going to say, raise your vibration, get out of the place where everything is wrong and start looking at what's right. There is an element of right in every situation that you're going to encounter. It doesn't matter how bleak, dark, and dismal that situation appears, there will be at least one element of right. Your job is to find it and to focus on it and ignore everything else. Ignore everything that's wrong, focus on what's right, and begin staying in the place of trust. Doubt and fear stop you from getting the answer. Trust, focusing on that one thing that's right, no matter how small it is, will help you raise your vibration and get into the place where you are able to successfully receive the answer. And the answer is always there. Be open to receiving that answer. Any feelings of unworthiness are going to limit angel activity. So if you have self talk going on, that negative self, oh, you're worthless. Oh, what do you know? Turn it off. If you need help with things like that, join my community, the My Heart's Desire community. I'll put a link in the show description for you so that you will be able to join the community and get the tools that are going to help you stop this bad behavior that's separating you from your answers. Take advantage of all of the opportunities. Do something that is going to give you the impression of moving forward. Remember, you're going to focus on that one thing that's right, and then start doing things that will move you in the direction of that what's right. Don't stand still. That is going to cause you to atrophy. You need to feel as though you are making some forward progress. Even if you're wobbling, go ahead, just try. Stretch yourself out. Where can I find more of this good? I found this little bit. I want to find more. Get bigger. And one of the ways that you're going to get bigger is by saying to yourself and refusing to hear any other thoughts things like this: things are always working out for me. Gosh, I don't know how or when this is going to work out, but I am absolutely certain that it will. Now, how can I make such a bold statement when I don't have all of the answers and I don't know the step by step of how it's going to occur? Because the divine always deliver your highest good. So it is safe for you to say, oh, I can expect my highest good. As long as you don't interfere, if you actively prevent that highest good from reaching you with your negativity and your unbelief and your doubt and your fear, it's not the fault of the divine. It is you refusing to accept what has already been gifted to you. So stay in the place of expectation of good. Let go of how and when. You're not in charge of that. I can't tell you how it's going to work out. I can't tell you when it's going to work out. I can't even tell you if you're going to hit a rough patch before it works out. All I can tell you is if you open your heart, if you truly open your heart and say, yes, things are always working out for me. I trust that this too will work out, and you keep focused on that point, there will be a way for it to work out. I can't guarantee you that you're not going to have some struggle. It depends how much negativity you have placed between you and the desired result, or whether this is a challenge that you agreed to in order for growth. So don't judge, just be, just allow yourself to be in the space of, I don't know how, I don't know when. I just know that everything is going to work out. And then once you're in that space, take it even further. I'm so grateful that this is working out for my highest good. Do you see how I have changed from, oh gosh, I don't know when. Oh, well, if it's not here by 3 o'clock, oh, how's it going to happen? I just don't, oh, wow. I am so lost in the details that I am not open to receiving one thing. Now I'm going to let go of the details and I'm just going to go in the space where the divine already are. I'm so grateful things are working out for my highest good. Everything always works out for my highest good. Two different ways to view the same situation. Now, notice the situation hasn't changed. I still, over in this space where I am able to be trusting, I don't know when, I don't know how. I'm still in the situation. Over here, where I am insisting that I don't know how or when, I'm consumed with it and unable to move forward. Be here. Take that breath, clear your heart, of all of the past pain and trauma. Be here. Everything's always working out for me. This situation will work out as well. The angels want to help you. So be proactive, look for solutions, look for signs, look for messages. Expect to get an answer. That means you have to stay alert. That means you have to be open and actively looking for all of the good. Be willing to receive. The angels are waiting for you to open the door. They knock on the door constantly, but they are not going to barge in through a closed door. You have free will. This means you can choose the easiest, joyful, most lovely life possible, or you can choose a life of struggle. Now, even if you were to choose the life of joy and ease and love and all these good things, doesn't mean you're going to escape the challenges. Challenges are how we grow. Welcome the challenge and move through it with trust, faith, and an open heart, asking for help. Please leave fear outside the door. But no, while the angels are knocking, they are not going to get a battering ram and knock your door down. You have to be the one that opens the door and says, "Oh, thank you for this help. I am so grateful, delighted, excited, absolutely um, overflowing with joy to receive your help and assistance and your answers." Open the door. Only dark, negative energies are going to knock the door over. The angels respect your free will. So that leads us to our last question. Why aren't you receiving help? What's going on? Well, I'm sure you understand by now that it's usually something that you are doing that is actively preventing you from receiving the help. And I am not trying to spread a lot of blame and make you feel shameful, anything like that. There are times when you need to move through a specific challenge for your highest good. And that too may feel like you're not getting any help, but you should be able to know the difference. So let's just recap with a couple of things that you could be doing that are preventing you from being in the space where the answers are, and instead you're holding yourself in the space where the answers are not. That number one reason is you're seeing yourself as unworthy. If you are not a fully self-loving being, if you keep showering yourself with words of condemnation and you feel badly about yourself, you are really cutting yourself off from angelic assistance. Stop talking to yourself as though you're not valuable or worthy or not good enough, and stop assuming that you have nothing to offer. One kind word will do so much more than thousands of inventions ever could. So every single one of you, no matter where you are, if you've never done anything for the world and you feel like you're a total failure because you don't have anything to offer, remember, you have a kind word. You can be helpful to someone in need or an animal in need. You always have something you can offer because you always have yourself, and you are more than enough. The other reason that you may not be getting answers is that you're clouded by pain, trauma, negativity. You won't be able to see the answers because all of this stuff will be in the way. This is when I always advise that you do heart healing. For me, heart healing is through the Christ consciousness in the energetic heart space. You will learn heart healing when you join my community, My Heart's Desire. It's one of many, many, many tools that the angels have shared with me that make my life and the lives of everyone who uses these tools so much better. Another reason you may be holding on to limiting beliefs. Let's be clear that just because it's always been done this way, it might not be the right way to get it done. Learn to let go of some of those limiting beliefs, whether they are ancestral, cultural, societal, or even family. Tradition is lovely as long as it is uplifting and inspiring. But a tradition that holds you down, or a belief system that holds you down or focuses on the negative, isn't doing any good for anyone. It's programming that really denounces angelic assistance, because while your thoughts are on everything that's missing, you're not going to be open to receiving guidance and information about everything that's in front of you, that's here for you now, and all of the other things that you both desire and deserve. So, what else could you be doing? Well, you could be actively blocking your blessings. Anytime you are engaging in self hatred or self loathing behavior, I guarantee you that self sabotage is going to follow. When you do not like you for whatever reason, it can be as simple as, I'm a very honest person and I told a lie. Oh, now I'm terrible. It can be as simple as that, or as complicated as years of trauma and abuse. But the one thing that I want you to know is you have the ability to change whatever is going on. If you were abused or hurt, I'm terribly sorry. We can't go back and undo that and make it as though it didn't happen. There's no brainwashing, but we can certainly remove the effects of that trauma so that you can be open to receiving again. Instead of staying in a place where the trauma, the hurt, and the pain are causing you to be self hating or self loathing, clear that pain. Acknowledge that it's there, and then clear it away and receive new. Move beyond where that is and what that did from you. It's preventing you from receiving your good and preventing you from doing even more with your life. If you have big dreams and you feel like you're just not getting anywhere, start here. Start by clearing and healing your heart. Now, here's another one that you're going to think, wow, this is kind of mean. It's not mean, but it is honest. Desperation. Desperation is going to block you from receiving. And again, I am not saying this to make you feel shameful. I went through a long period in my life where I just lived from one desperate moment to another, and I received very little. Desperation blocks everything that you are wanting to interact with. So please get out of the space of desperation. When you are desperate, you're focused on lack and what's missing. Your situation isn't going to change unless you are willing to change. So do your best to leave the desperate energy over here and take yourself firmly by the hand and say, okay, this situation is really difficult. It may be life-threatening. It may be completely making me feel like I'm going to lose everything. If I stay with that mind, I won't be able to receive anything. So shake yourself up and say, okay, I get it. This is what is. Don't deny what is. You're just going to be resentful. This is what is, and it looks really desperate. But if I stay here, it's very unlikely that anything is going to change. Take that breath, clear your energetic field, clear that heart, go over here. What looks good? What's right about this situation? What can I hold on to anywhere that makes me feel better? And hang on to that with everything you've got. When you hang on to what's right, more what's right has to come to you. Excuse me. Law of attraction. You cannot be looking at what's right and receive what's wrong. However, you cannot be looking at what's wrong and receive what's right. So go over here. What's right? Nothing's right. Nothing's right. However, I'm able to breathe and there's oxygen in the air all around me, and I don't even think about that. But now I could think about the fact that, oh, I can breathe easily. Start wherever you need to start and focus on what's right. It's going to shift everything. I don't know when, and I don't know how, but it will happen as long as you stay committed to what's right. So, what did I just do? First of all, state your problem, get it out, bellyache about it, grumble, get over it already. Take the time you need. There's no, don't put the stopwatch on. Oh, it's been a second. I need to be happy. No. Get it out. Get it. Make yourself feel as though you have been heard and honored. And then, as quickly as you can, get yourself ready to receive. While you're grumbling, you're not going to have any answer awareness. That's okay. But once you recognize, okay, I got it out, I'm done with that, I'm ready now, I'm ready to feel better, get over into the place where you become aware because you're looking at what's right, you become grateful, and you are now ready to receive. Nothing is going to replace your openness, your open hearted joy of knowing that you are being helped, and your genuine gratitude. Just remember, there will never be a time when you've been abandoned, when you've been left out in the cold, when you've been forgotten, or when you have been judged and found to be not worthy. There will be times when you start on the negative and looking at everything that's wrong and wanting to complain and grumble. That's fine. Get over into what's right. Get over into the receiving lane as quickly as you can. By honoring yourself, by getting out all of that, whatever's wrong, as quickly as you can, and then getting into the place where you are now ready to receive. The divine will not let you down. Oh gosh, guys, thanks so much for being here with me. I hope this helped clarify for you why it is difficult sometimes to get answers and helped you to understand that there will never be a time when you are refused help. There can only be times when you are not aware of the help that is being shared. So until next time, I'm sending you all my love and my deepest gratitude. Much love, everyone.